Friday. Foreign policy is building up even more. North Korea is we're just going to get through that quickly, where you had a Secretary of State talking about maybe a strike on behalf of the United States hitting North Korea. So now we have to worry about, while that's going on, that I believe is the most immediate for the United States as a problem. We also have to look at the Middle East, because the Middle East is changing a lot, and it's getting bigger and bigger. The problem in the Middle East and North Korea is, as far as I'm concerned, and I have been very upfront about it, is that it's all President Bush and President Obama. At least with President Bush in Iraq, he did the surge at the end, which kind of took back more land, and then President Obama blew it there. But the Obamacare foreign policy is just absolutely horrible. The failure is leading to the problems we're having now. And we've been saying this for the last few years, saying this is what's going to happen, and it's happening. Now let's look at the Middle East quickly. The other day, it's been happening a lot, but it's becoming more and more noticeable. Israel hits Hezbollah. Hezbollah is from Lebanon. Lebanon is on the other side of Israel. And then you have Syria on the northern side of Israel. So Lebanon has been helping Syria. Or Hezbollah, I'm sorry, has been helping Syria. So what Hezbollah has been trying to do is been getting missiles and armaments from Syria and bring it over to the Lebanon side so they can then start their attacks on Israel from their side. So what's happening is Israel then does a proactive strike. It really has to. When everybody looks at me about Israel, just look at the map. They got water on one side and every enemy on the other. I mean, it's a different ball game there. But it's like I said, it's different now. So they hit a Hezbollah convoy coming out of Syria, and Syria tried to shoot the Israeli planes out of the sky, couldn't do it, and because the Israeli missiles worked. And having that defense shield work, however much it's going to work, is great for the United States, because that's real world to see where it goes. However, what's happening is we have the Shiite-Sunni split. The Iranians, the Shiites, are with the Shiites. Syria's Shiites are really Alawites, but a lot of Shiites in there. You have the Shiites running Iraq. And then you have the Sunnis in Iraq who are kind of being pushed aside. The Gulf states are Sunnis. So all this is kind of going on, and the Israelis are working with the Sunnis in ways. And so what's happening? It's now starting to become more of a tinderbox. Once again, by leaving it alone and withdrawing, or just putting a couple steps in, which is the dumbest thing. Remember, our position always is you go in or you go out. You put it in or you pull it out. But you don't just put your little toe in there and hope it works, because you'll just get your toes shot off. So that's what the Obamacare foreign policy was, and it didn't work. And as we said, this president's going to have to deal with it, and now President Trump's dealing with it. So now we have a tinderbox there. Watch this, because the Israelis are going to keep being proactive. Prime Minister Netanyahu flew out to see President Putin, I believe, a couple weeks ago to talk about what Netanyahu's going to do in Syria, because the Israelis aren't going to sit back. Their very existence is dependent on not sitting back. And then, of course, Syria, where you have this tin horn dictator who would have been out of power if President Obama had done the right thing, is now threatening everybody, threatening U.S. troops. I think if he hits U.S. troops, there's going to be a little bit of a problem. Mr. Assad, if I were you, I'd watch out. Got a different president in there. Good or bad, I would not be fooling around with him. And the same with the young un. And this is my concern. Maybe we have to be more aggressive. I don't know. But this is why we have to build up our military. This is why, we just have to get ready, get defensive. Because if there's a fight in the Middle East, that's going to work its way here. Just like with Korea, it's going to work its way here. That's going to be more through China and maybe more economic. And South Korea may get hurt. Oh, God, I'd be so sorry. So horrible. So that's where we are. Watch the Middle East. Watch these proactive hits by the Israelis. They can't let the Syrians and the Hezbollah just totally control them on both sides and have the missiles and just be able to just rain them into Israel. That's just going to be a bigger problem for us, because we're going to be involved at that point. It'll work out. Every time I get worried, I remind myself, it'll work out. Peace.